Well, it's another lovely blue sky day in pandemic land. A little bit of wind today, which is quite nice to keep away the heat. It's supposed to be quite hot today, mid to late 30s, and then dropping off tomorrow, so that'd be nice. Could do with a bit more rain. Can't get everything. There's my little healer. She'll be saying, "Can I have some air conditioning, please?" Is that right, Neela? And then Fluff Puff, Murph's sat in his favourite spot under the car. Yes, you are. But yeah, so have a little walk about. Look at our rubbish lawn. God, such an effort having a lawn in Australia. Just, ugh. But hopefully, with a bit of rain, it might pick up. But it's just rubbish. Water tank's just about full, which is good. Just in case doomsday happens, we'll have water. The bottle brushes are all looking pretty good. Some of them are thinking about flowering, which is just wrong, but they've just all messed up. That mulberry tree's died. Don't know what Andrew did to it. This is the lemon, which looked dreadful because we had such a long hot summer with no rain or anything, but we had a 50 odd mil of rain, which was the saving grace, because at least we've got fruit now, because there was just literally no leaves or anything. But no, they're all starting to come good now. Could just do with more rain before they all start withering or something. But yeah, I should have a few lemons. They're like, you can eat them now. Some of them, like, you know, they might be green, but you can actually have lemon. Got myself a trampoline. Somebody was moving, so I said I was first in line for the trampoline, so that's lots of fun. Good place to watch the stars as well, because you can lie on there and you're off the ground, and yeah, good view. There's the mulberry looks pretty good. See, again, the leaves are a little bit burnt. This is the water feature. I spontaneously bought those little solar fountain thingies and then had nowhere to put them, so just found this plastic tub from round the back, and yeah, it's my little water feature. And then the green pondweedy stuff, that's actually called azolla, which is a really important plant in permaculture. Sucks up lots of carbon, and you can like wick it out and feed it to plants. It's good fertilizer as well. But yeah, so the bees like it, chicks like it. This is the Shade Loo 2.0. So took out the old Shade Loo, and then Andrew built this deck. I nagged him to build a deck, and he did. So it's made of eco plank, which is plastic and recycled timber. So I think it's 80% recycled timber and then 20% plastic. So it's really hard wearing, and so it doesn't need any treatment or anything like normal Jarrah decks and that need. So it costs more money, but it should just be maintenance free, hopefully. So yeah, I really like it. And then we built the Shade Loo back over the top, but bigger, so we could put the outside setting in there. But yeah, it's really shaded. I had to put that extra sheet up because it was just, the sun over the summer has just been so ridiculous. So yeah, that's extra shade, but it's, yeah, it's like at least sort of 6-8 degrees cooler, and you're not in the direct sun, so you can sit out here and read the paper. There's me mosaic table, still looking good. That's me weaving I was doing on a old bike wheel that I got from out a skip. Yeah, this is the blood orange. Again, the citrus really struggled during the heat, and this looked just dreadful. It looks really good now, but it just, oh my god, I thought it was going to die at one point. But since the rain, it's put on a lot of new growth, and then it's just flowered like crazy and put on all this new fruit, which it shouldn't be doing at this time of year, so it's confused. But there is fruits growing for this year. There's not as many as last year, so maybe I'll just get fewer but slightly bigger oranges, but there's nothing I can do about it, so better than nothing. And these are the olives. I've covered it obviously because of the birds, but I'm gonna pick these soon. They're such big olives. I wish I knew what variety it was. I just bung these things and I never know what I planted, because it is a really big fat olive, so it makes a good table olive. And I've just bought a stoner, so I can take the stones out the middle, so that would make a good stuffed olive. This has all come up, which is actually what you'd call a weed, but it's actually a good edible weed, which is purslane. So, and obviously the bees really like it because it's got this little flower, so you can eat that. It tastes like spinach. The oak tree, got lots of acorns on, so possibly might try and plant a few more, because they grow really well. They're just obviously very slow growing, but it's a good tree. Like the chickens like sitting under there, and the dogs sometimes, because it's just a good shady tree. This is the grapefruit. I think we might pull it out because it's just not done anything for quite a few years now. It's just a waste of time. Not like the lime. The lime's just prolific. We should all eat more limes, because lime trees just seem to produce. So I'm starting to eat these now because they're actually ripe. But just hundreds of limes with minimal effort. The grapes are finished. That's the forest. All looking pretty good. Oh, this is veggie patch number 2. It's got some good things in it. It's the first year I've grown this spinach. I can't remember the proper name of it, but it's a climbing spinach, but it's just, again, prolific, so I'm picking that every day to have in salads, and you can obviously have it in stir fries and that, but it's just amazing. And then obviously look at all these flowers, so it's good for the insects as well, but I think it might die off for the winter, so I'll probably collect some seeds. But it's just, yeah, amazing. An amazing plant. And then I've just shaded off my carrots because it's a hot day. Those little carrot seedlings. And those beans and peas, they're not going to be liking today. Too hot. Sunflower coming. Asparagus and carrots. And then I'll probably put garlic in this patch here. It's got nothing in it at the moment, but I just put a load of compost in it. Beans, pumpkin climbing all over, and cucumber. I should really pick these. You don't have cucumbers, and then you've got 10,000 of them, and it's just, let's have another cucumber. Yeah, but this is pumpkin. There's a pumpkin over there. So that's what they call the Jap pumpkin, which you're not supposed to call it anymore, or the blue pumpkin. They're the big round ones, just put loads of fruit on. This is the avocado. One day I might get avocados. Or not. That's the other paddock. Looking good. It's an acacia tree. So this is the pomegranate, which it was self-sown. I just let it go, but it's just produced the most amazing fruit. I mean, have you ever seen a pomegranate that big? Ever? And it's so heavy. It's just jam-packed full of fruit. But I'm just letting them go a little bit more, because there's nothing worse than picking something and it's not quite there. So I'm just waiting for them to drop off, because that's the best sign. Yeah, just self-sown. Much better than the grafted. Oh, there's a few strawberries, which again just seem to fruit when they want. I might just pull this over here a bit further, because it's going to be so hot today. Right, yeah, see, lots of trees. And then this is the flower bed. I don't really do a lot of flowers, but this is the flower bed to attract the insects. So I got some lovely roses Andrew bought me. It's a pinky white one, and they smell really nice. And then there's this rose which doesn't smell, but it's very pretty. And then there's a new one that went in this year that's had 2 flowers and hasn't done any more, which is actually a purple rose. This is a citronella geranium, so obviously it smells of citronella. So I'm always chopping it back because it's just crazy. This is lavender. This is salvia, so obviously the bees really like the salvia. And I don't know what the yellow flower is, but it's pretty. And then a little succulent, and then this daisy bush, and we've got calendula, another pelargonium thing. Yeah, and then there's another bed here which is buddleia, so obviously the butterflies like that, but it's kind of finished now, but it's just obviously put some extra flowers out. And this is the little eggplant plant. It's sort of perennial, it's been going for a few years now. Useful little fruits that are hiding stuff, because Andrew's like, don't like them. Got some capsicums there, and a big butternut squash, which I've forgotten I planted butternut squash, so I've got a few of those this year, which is quite nice, something different. And then went to a permaculture garden down in Perth, and we got some guy sent us away with some cuttings. So I got a sugar cane. So that was just a root, and it's just all sprouted, so I've got to figure out what to do with that. And then some more dragon fruit plants, which are those, so different coloured, so a white and a pink and a red one. And then this is elderflower, so that's just taken well, which is good. They might need a bit of a water. And then there's a fig there, but I'm not sure if it's going to take. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so sort of shed stuff. Just done a load of seed planting, because there's obviously a real shortage of seeds in the shop because of the craziness. So, and then there's the comfrey, and I'm making comfrey tea, which is in my whole beer brewing kit. So it's just making a herb tea, and then I can put that on my veggie garden. That's a Capulan cherry, tree that somebody gave me a seed, so that's gone crazy. And I've got a sandalwood, I think that's a sandalwood, which is Australian. Here's the lemon verbena, which is really nice, just smells so good. That's the runaway mint. So this is the veg patch number 1. This was the original one, but it's obviously got really dilapidated and it doesn't help because of the jacaranda tree. But I've actually got 2 ton of compost coming on Saturday, so to transform it, because obviously I wasn't that bothered, but because of the possible food shortages coming, I thought, nah, get it in, get a few more vegetables growing. There's some fennel, and that's artichokes down there that's self-seeded, and obviously I've let the chooks in, so that's why it's all a complete mess, but they're doing a job. Yeah, that's the flower bed. And then over here, all the stuff. It's alright when you have space because you can just dump stuff. So these are the wicking beds. So the first one went in a whole year ago, in fact. So these are these self-contained beds made of these IBC, like you get chemicals and liquids in. So Andrew had a load at the farm. Then we just cut them in half, and yeah, they're like a self-contained bed, so they sort of self-water themselves, which is obviously really good in this dry environment, especially in the summer. So yeah, so this is number 1 bed. So this is a year old now, so it's had a few different things in it. The pineapple was in there originally, so just seeing if I can grow a pineapple. But yeah, they grow really good kale, beetroots, and the peppers grow really well. I've just picked a load of basil, got a load of peas in there, and obviously the shade cloth because it's just too warm today. Yeah, so I got 5 of these. Obviously cucumbers, some carrots, some black capsicums, peppers, some more kale, which is the black kale. Look, I've got a watermelon, there's carrots in there. There's another pumpkin. Honestly, pumpkins are like weeds. Just seriously, I'm just forever pulling them out. More capsicums, more curly kale. This is Russian kale. And randomly, because I eat dates, I get a lot of date palms coming up. So obviously you know how big date palms are, so I should rip them out. And this is the newest one. This has got a lot of peppers in. And this weird cucumber that I missed, so I've obviously picked it, so I'll use it for seed for next year. And then, I don't know, this is a weird capsicum, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, they're just, just absolutely bountiful with food. And you just fill them up. There's just a tube under there that goes to the reservoir at the bottom, and you just fill that up on occasion. So it's half full up to the thingy, so the plants never drown or anything, so they're just moist enough. There's some cauliflowers that I put in just the other day. Yeah, so wicking beds, very useful in Australia. I don't think I've got any nectarines left, but this is a nectarine tree. Oh no, there's a couple. So again, this was a self-sown nectarine, and this year just had loads of fruit, like small, but just really tasty because it's not grafted, so they're a bit sort of munted, I suppose, but just 1,000 times better than what you get in the shop. This is the pool. This is the Madagascan jasmine, which is really waxy flowers and actually got a really nice aroma. Much more interesting than the normal star jasmine, I reckon. Just really waxy, weird. Doesn't like full sun. quite happy there in the shade. That's the mega ginger. So this is the dragon fruit that flowered but no fruit set, which is fine. This is like the sort of wicking bed, yeah, the sort of wicking beds but not. So this is where I get good tomatoes. And again, nothing set over summer because it was just too hot. But now we've sort of cooled off a bit. All the flowers got pollinated, and I'm getting loads of tomatoes now. It's just so fickle. But this is where I grow the good capsicums as well. So, like, just loads that size red capsicums, and then just trillions of chilies that just self grow, and I just don't do anything with. You can only eat so many chilies. That's the new chili plant that Andrew wanted to buy, which has actually got purple flowers, which is quite interesting. So I don't know what sort of chilies that will do. Fig tree kind of came and went with figs this year. Fall's been good. Just waiting to put the new cover on because the cover's obviously knackered, because that's what the sun does in this country, just knackers anything plastic. But it is like, I don't know, 5-6 years old now, so just waiting to put that on. Still working out what to do with this space. It's just really nicely shaded in the morning to midday, but then obviously it gets blasted by sun later. Yeah, I don't know. Here's all the natives on the septic tank. Here's all the chooks. Hello. The 4 roosters. Roosters. So these are the bougainvilleas, looking really good, and the yellow one. And then the bottle brush is just confused. It should not be flowering now at all. It's just because of the rains, just don't know. And then this bougainvillea, and then this is an elderflower that I got a sucker from, and it's just produced really well. And then finally I'm getting berries, because normally they don't set, but I've done something and now they're setting, so I'm quite hopeful that something will happen. And the chicks are generally happy, aren't you, chicks? And this is the other veggie patch. This is the newest veggie patch. So this had nothing in it, and I thought, what a waste. Let's do something in here. So I just did what I call the gorilla beds, and just did like small mounds, because it's on a clay, obviously the hard clay. But I thought if I just do some short mounds with just chook bedding out the chooks next door, some sand that I've got here, and a little bit of mushroom compost, and obviously put the mulch on the top, and then just sow them up, what will happen? And it's just been like amazing, really. And just really sowing a mixture rather than just individual monoculture type stuff. I think bunging a mixture in really does work. But we noticed the other day, this is a sweet potato, which I don't really do anything with, and we got these ridiculously large caterpillars, which just obviously chomped. I don't know if there's any here now, they're probably all hiding because it's hot, but they're just massive. And but I have fed a lot to the chooks, but I did leave a couple because the hawk moth is not a bad moth, so a bit of karma, you know, leave a few, feed a few. As you can see, there's another butternut squash there. Yeah, so it's beans, and there's some brassicas down the end. This is a passion fruit. Don't know if there's any flowers. Most of the flowers are finished. Yeah, might get some fruit. but it's sort of acting as a bit of a canopy as well. Canopy, yeah, canopy. And watermelon. And then the slightly older beds have got corn in because it was getting sort of to the end of corn. But I don't think, I've never grown 6-foot corn before, so you can see the nutrition in the soil because of maybe what's already in the ground, because of the chooks maybe, but just that intensive strip of nutrition. So yeah, and then red climbing beans. So I've got them climbing up old solar lights that are knackered, and that's been really successful. Yeah, so I've had a lot of courgettes in here, yellow ones, stripy ones, normal ones, and then so they've just about finished because it's not their season anymore. And now I've just got loads of beans. We have a mountain of beans every night. And then I'm just waiting for these corn to finish. But yes, it's every night it's beans. Oh, just have some more beans, but not complaining because I really like the beans. You see the zucchini there, that's the yellow zucchini, but it's gone back to green because it's not its season anymore. But yeah, so I've just bunged loads of stuff in and just, these beans just wanted to go up and away. And they've just, gone crazy. See, I've got so many beans to pick later. Oh. Yeah, that's a big white mulberry in the middle. So I planted that ages ago, a couple of years, maybe 3 years. So now it will grow up and sort of act like a bit of a shade tree as well. So I can hopefully get rid of some of the shade cloth. Yeah, but obviously I've got to stop the chicks getting in because they don't have any restraint what they eat. The paddock. See what the chicks are doing. You laid me any eggs? Oh, good chickens. See. A few eggs. Just put a misting system up when it's hot, so give them a little bit of extra coolness. So I'll just turn that off. And obviously we let them out in the afternoon so they can go roaming. Yeah, that's probably about it. Not much happening out the back, really. Just sort of concentrating on the veggies. Even the frangipanis haven't done anything this year. Just everything was just wrong. Yeah. Yeah, this is life in the sun. Endless sun. Isn't it, Neela? Say goodbye. Yeah.